We're at an Airbnb and Josh says,
"Wow, this is perfect."
And I say, actually, this table isn't centered underneath the television. Yes, I was making a dumb joke, but I was also pointing out a flaw as evidence that there are no flaws. It's an exception that proves the rule. The last time I used that phrase, it actually made some people mad. Genuine vexation. I had no idea there was such scorn for that poor little expression. Their ire center around its apparent nonsense and its use as a blanket excuse for thoughtless inconsistency. And doubtless it is sometimes, but that's not the phrase's fault. And it's not nonsense. It's a perfectly serviceable idiom. And I want to use this table to show you. The phrase begins to make sense when you recognize that rule here is general, not absolute. We can rephrase it like this. An exception that proves the existence of a general rule. Exceptions can't prove absolute rules because absolute rules don't have exceptions. But an exception can prove that a general principle exists quite handily. If a stodgy old workplace says that you can now wear jeans on Friday, that exception proves the general rule that you cannot wear jeans. Casual Friday is an exception that proves the usual rule of non-casualness. A no turn on red sign is an exception that proves the general rule of turn on red. On top of that meaning, if the exception is ludicrous, the phrase can be used to emphasize how thoroughgoing the general rule must be. If Josh says, "Wow, they really take care of this Airbnb," and I say the table's not centered, that exception is so petty and ridiculous that if that's all I can come up with, then Josh must be right. The off-centered table was the exception that proved the general rule that this is a well-kept rental home. And I say was because I fixed it. Hey, thanks for watching. Come along for more curmudgeonly interior design opinions or whatever.